To understand why these habits matter, we first need to explore what longevity genes actually do. Inside every human cell are thousands of genes working together like a complex biological orchestra. Some regulate how cells grow and divide. Others control immune responses that protect the body from infection. Some manage metabolism, converting food into usable energy. But a special group of genes focuses on something even more fundamental: cellular survival during stress. Among the most studied of these genes are the sirtuins. Sirtuins function like...
Biologists describe this process using a concept known as hormesis. Hormesis is the idea that small, manageable stress can strengthen biological systems. Consider what happens when you exercise. Muscles experience tiny amounts of stress and microscopic damage, but instead of becoming weaker, they rebuild themselves stronger than before. The same principle applies throughout the body. Bones become denser when they experience physical load. The immune system becomes more prepared after encountering mild threats. Longevity genes respond to similar signals. When the body experiences manageable challenges, cellular repair systems activate. Damaged molecules are replaced. Energy systems adapt. Cells become more resilient to future stress. But when life becomes completely comfortable, predictable, and constant, many of these signals disappear. And when those signals disappear, some of the body's most powerful protective pathways may remain quiet.
One of the most powerful signals that can activate longevity pathways is surprisingly simple: periods without food, often called intermittent fasting. For most of human history, food was not constantly available. Our ancestors lived in environments where meals were uncertain. Sometimes food was plentiful, other times hours or even days passed without eating. During these fasting periods, the body entered a different metabolic state. Instead of using incoming calories for energy, it began relying on stored fuel. Fat reserves became the primary energy source. But something even more remarkable happened inside the cell. A powerful internal maintenance system began to activate. This cellular maintenance system is known as autophagy. The word literally means self-eating. Inside the microscopic world of the cell, damaged proteins, broken components, and dysfunctional structures are identified and recycled. It is like a deep cleaning process for the cell. Old materials are dismantled, useful pieces are reused, and the cell becomes more efficient. Scientists believe autophagy plays an important role in protecting the body from many diseases associated with aging: neurodegenerative disorders, metabolic diseases, certain cancers. Fasting also activates important metabolic sensors such as AMPK and several sirtuin pathways. Together, these systems signal that resources are limited, and when resources are limited, the body prioritizes repair and survival. The second daily habit that sends powerful signals to longevity genes is movement. The human body evolved for activity. For thousands of generations, survival depended on walking long distances, climbing, lifting, carrying, and running. Movement was not optional. It was a fundamental part of existence. Inside your muscles, this activity triggers an extraordinary chain reaction. When muscles contract repeatedly, they release special molecules called myokines. These molecules travel through the bloodstream, communicating with organs throughout the body: the brain, the liver, the immune system, even fat tissue. Movement is not just exercise, it is communication. The second daily habit that sends powerful signals to longevity genes is movement. The human body evolved for activity. For thousands of generations, survival depended on walking long distances, climbing, lifting, carrying, and running. Movement was not optional. It was a fundamental part of existence. Inside your muscles, this activity triggers an extraordinary chain reaction. When muscles contract repeatedly, they release special molecules called myokines. These molecules travel through the bloodstream, communicating with organs throughout the body: the brain, the liver, the immune system, even fat tissue. Movement is not just exercise, it is communication. Physical movement also influences one of the most important structures inside your cells: mitochondria. These tiny structures are often described as the power plants of the cell. They convert nutrients into the energy that powers nearly every biological process. Every heartbeat, every thought, every movement, all depend on the energy mitochondria produce. As the body ages, mitochondrial efficiency often declines. Energy production becomes weaker. Cells struggle to maintain their functions. But exercise stimulates a remarkable process called mitochondrial biogenesis. This means the body begins producing new mitochondria. More mitochondria means stronger energy systems, and stronger energy systems help cells resist many of the processes associated with aging.
The third habit that influences longevity pathways is something so simple that many people overlook it completely: exposure to natural light. For most of human history, sunlight shaped the rhythm of daily life. Our ancestors woke with the sunrise, worked beneath the open sky, and rested when darkness arrived. These natural cycles synchronized the body's internal timing system, known as the circadian rhythm. This biological clock regulates thousands of processes: hormone release, metabolism, immune activity, cellular repair. When natural light enters the eyes, signals travel to a small region of the brain that coordinates this internal clock.
Once this master clock receives the signal, it sends timing instructions throughout the body. Organs begin operating according to a synchronized schedule. Energy metabolism becomes aligned with daytime activity. Repair systems activate during nighttime rest. Inflammation remains controlled. But modern life has changed this rhythm dramatically. Artificial lighting keeps environments bright long after sunset. Screens emit blue light deep into the night. Many people spend most of their day indoors with minimal sunlight exposure. These disruptions can confuse the circadian system, and when biological timing becomes misaligned, systems connected to metabolism, immunity, and cellular repair may become less efficient.
What makes these three habits so powerful is how deeply they connect to the evolutionary history of the human organism. Periods without food, regular physical movement, exposure to natural sunlight. These are not modern health trends. They are environmental signals that shaped human biology for thousands of generations. Our genes evolved to interpret these signals and respond with adaptive survival programs that repair damage, strengthen cellular defenses, and maintain balance within the body. Longevity genes do not behave like simple switches that turn on instantly. They respond gradually to patterns repeated over time. Small daily actions that quietly communicate with the biology inside every cell. And as science continues exploring the complex mechanisms of aging, one idea becomes increasingly clear. Sometimes the most powerful influences on human health are not extraordinary interventions. They are the simple rhythms of life that the